MegaFreak400 asks, if hypothetically you were to die at this point in life, God forbid, what would be the number one thing you would regret not having to been able to have done? Probably graduate college, because the way I see it, education is the first step in life. And education starts from when you're a kid to when you complete college. That's the way I see it anyways. And it would be kind of a shame to not be able to finish that first step. You've come so far, you've gone through so many years of learning, and just to fall short, that would be just like the biggest thing I would regret not doing if I just like vanished from the face of the earth. That would be definitely the number one thing. Of course, I would like miss a lot of other aspects of life. Like I would also miss like not being able to find my true love, raising a family, and then watching that family grow. But like to me, I think that missing the first step is probably just as bad, if not even more bad, than missing the following steps. Shadowblade15277 asks, what's the number one way to get your divorced mom and dad back together? Well, my parents never divorced, so I don't have any inside information. You really shouldn't try to force your parents back together if they get divorced. Because they probably divorced for a good reason. They probably don't love each other much anymore. They probably secretly hate each other. I know that's not something you probably want to hear, but it's really not your place to decide whether or not they should get back together or not. You shouldn't have to control their lives. Just like in the future, when you grow up, they shouldn't have to control your life. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Floyd Owns All asks, what do you hate most about certain stereotypes? Well, I just hate stereotypes in general. I don't think it's fair to really make a generalization about someone if you're using it on stereotypes and not over actually knowing the person. I just think that's completely unfair and completely unnecessary. MegaFreak400 asks, hypothetically, if someone came into your house and took all of your belongings, what would be the one thing you would miss the most and or would have a hard time living without? Probably my laptop. I know that seems kind of like nerdy to say, but I mean, for these last few years, I've been using my laptop for most of the time. I use it to do my schoolwork. I use it to watch videos. I use it to sometimes play games. I use it a lot, so it would be a shame to see that that thing go the most out of all the belongings that would be taken from me. Of course, there'd be a lot of other things I'd miss as well. So, interesting question. The Pasta King asks, have you ever considered a career in voice acting? Your impersonations of certain video game characters and our past Skype conversations are pretty awesome. Well, I have considered it, but maybe when I was a kid or something. I mean, I'm sure I could do some good voice acting, especially some new and original voice acting, but I don't know. It's not something I really would want to pursue now. It's always a possibility, especially if you think I do very good voice acting. But I don't know. Not really that interested in it, I guess. Yoshi Island Story asks, what are your thoughts on the passing of Michael Jackson? I think it's sad to see the guy go. You can't deny the influence he had on popular music, definitely. He had a lot of great music, no question about it. You can't deny that at all. It is a shame to see him go. He definitely had a lot of negative light on him for the last few years of his life, and I can kind of understand why. But still, you just can't deny the fact that he was a very influential figure of the music industry back in the day. He really was. Different Prod asks, what do you think of Billy Mays dying? Well, as I said for Michael Jackson, it is definitely sad and a shame to see someone leave, especially someone who's actually made a name for himself. But in dedication to Billy Mays, I will always use OxyClean. Mario Super Slugger 100 asks, where can you get a video camera? Best Buy, Circuit City, Radio Shack. SK Jeggett asks, are you a fan of vampires? Not really. After this one vampire movie I watched as a kid, I've always hated vampires. OpKid1 asks, if zombies took over the world, which 5 weapons of choice, no video game weapons, would you use to defeat them? Okay, here's what I'd use. I'd use a pizza slicer, a can opener, a ladle, an ice cream scoop, and a pair of tongs. OpKid1 asks, pirates or ninjas? I think he's asking pirates or ninjas, but god-awful spelling. Sorry if I offended you. Let's see. I think both of them are actually pretty cool. I'd probably lean more towards ninjas, though. I like the secret, hidden aspect of ninjas a little more than pirates, but they are both pretty cool. Jetalit asks, if you're in a downpour of rain outside, would you run or walk to your destination in order to attain maximum dryness? I love the way you put that, maximum dryness. I'd probably run, especially if I want to achieve maximum dryness. I don't mind the rain sometimes, but again, with your question, if I want to be dry, then I'd probably just run to wherever my destination is. Although, I'd probably still get a little wet, so... Yeah, interesting question. F-word, you, S-word, face, F-word asks, do you like my username? I will say that I am very impressed that you're managing to keep a YouTube username like that for so long. I'm not sure how long you've had your account, but I'm really impressed that they haven't, tried to ban you yet because of that name. Oh, jeez. SlimKirby, have you played Spyro the Dragon? SlimKirby, do you use FPS Creator? SlimKirby, have you played World of Warcraft? SlimKirby, have you played or heard about Virtual Magic Kingdom? SlimKirby, have you played Devil Summoner? SlimKirby, do you play The Conduit? SlimKirby, do you like the Naruto anime? SlimKirby, have you played Left 4 Dead? Answer to all those questions, no! Dylan Gamer 45 asks, how are you? I'm okay. Clayman from Hell asks, can you and I have babies? Well, if you're a female, we could have babies, but I'm not sure I'd want to have babies with someone who I don't know. Mutsaki has 2 questions. First question, where's the beef? I don't know. Try Wendy's. Second question, got milk? Yeah, it's in my refrigerator. YouTube user I am dead, yay, asks, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I don't know. I'd probably buy it. I'd probably spend the 50 cents it would probably be worth and buy it if I really wanted it. But I wouldn't do anything major to get one. I mean, obviously there's better candy out there, in my opinion. Sephiroth vs. Kratos asks, will you Let's Play Radiant Dawn? Can I punch you in the face? Krav3 asks, how long does it take a rooster to lay a doorknob? I have a question for you. Why would a rooster lay a doorknob? Hyrule Girl 9 asks, who looks better in a Speedo? Ganondorf, Shadow Mario 41, or the Pasta King? Well, I'd say Ganondorf because the Pasta King is a nerd, and nerds never look good in Speedos. And never, Shadow Mario 41, he should never even be considering or thinking about wearing a Speedo. Crayola Ninjas asks, what is the stupidest question asked in this question submission video? Probably the person who said first view because, well, that's not a question. Hunter630 asks, would you believe me if I said 4 was a color? No! Retret asks 3 questions. Do you like waffles? Yeah, I like waffles. Do you like pancakes? Yeah, I like pancakes. Do you like French toast? Yeah, I like French toast. Can't wait to get a mouthful. Hyrule Girl 9 asks, what is Bobes? Look down, genius. You'll get slaped. Oh, I love inside jokes between me and my friends. K-Man Rules 1331 asks, can you wait to bomb some Dagongos, and can you eat an Octorok? Well, I can't wait to bomb some Dagongos, and oh boy, I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok. And I'm done.